White is a pawn up, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe bishop b6. The bishop is not threatened, yeah? Maybe next white will just go king e2 and black has to protect the f5 pawn and then he can move the d1 rook and start collecting some pawns on the queen side.
Yeah.
It does look quite good for white.
It looks good for white. So good for Hikaru. And also the evaluation bar does confirm that Hikaru
I did look at it first.
I didn't see it. My eyesight's not that great. So, yeah. Thank you very much, Kukesh, for joining us in the studio, and good luck in tomorrow's game.
Thank you.
Thanks. And we have some more Armageddon games in store, and there we can see Hikaru enjoying his position against Aryan Tari, who celebrates his 24th birthday today.
Well, I think this is not exactly what he had in mind, and his face expression also tells it all. That basically he gave up already this position. This is what I'm reading from his face. And something went really very wrong in the last several moves since we've seen this.
Yeah, should we do a quick action replay?
Yeah, just let's see how Nakamura played it out so that he has a winning position, or much, much better for sure.
How did Naka work his magic? We left the game after queen g6, pawn to c3. We expected all of this, a capture, and rather than retreating to e6 where we thought Aryan would be doing okay with his knight, he jumped forward to b3, and maybe this was the start of where things got a bit shaky. Suddenly an imbalance incoming, knight to e4, the queen's disappeared, and we saw the first mistake from Aryan, objectively given a question mark by the computer. c5, this allowed a trade, and before the black bishop is allowed to open up again, a really classy instructive move here, c4, fixing the black pawn on c5, fixing the black bishop therefore on a blunted diagonal, and we saw things only turn in white's favor here. I think Aryan, already struggling to find counterplay, gave up his pawn with h5 in order to push his pawn to f5, but after this gift was gratefully accepted, we saw the white knight found a nice safe square, and after f4, Hikaru, he's ready to trade things off, ready to simplify. A takes b4 on the board. I think the plan here after c takes b is simply to remove the knight from, the bishop from the board, trade things off, and here sooner or later these central white connected pass pawns will decide the game. White's a pawn up, not too much to worry about here.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty sad from the black side. Here black would have, well, double B pawn, which is not helping much. Yes, indeed. Rough birthday.
I know, I was thinking about it. I mean, it was just one. It felt like a small mistake, but in the end it was such a positional error that it just turned it around.
And that's how Nakamura collects a lot of his points these days. He just keeps the tension, waits for his opponents to slip up, even if it's a small strategic mistake, but he's so good at taking his chances, and especially if he gets a risk-free position, he very rarely lets it slip. So yeah, looks like birthday disappointment for Tari. It seems to be a birthday curse, just top players, they seem to struggle. I've done it myself, lost on my birthday.
Me too, don't worry, you're not alone.
Something in the air, it's just hard to focus, I guess, when there's so much going on.
Never played on my birthday.
Oh, you're lucky, Ivanka, trust me.
So even Olympiads, you never had your birthday?
No, it's in June.
Yeah,
June is like prime time holiday season. No one's having any good tournaments then.
Ivanka's birthday is next week, everyone, so get ready to congratulate her.
The day after this finishes, so yeah.
We want birthday song messages and yeah, lots of celebration there, but unfortunately for today, Aryan Tari is going to go home empty-handed. Nothing much to discuss in this position. There's various ways you can kind of simplify the tension, but you see on the body language, okay, he gives up a second pawn, just moves his bishop, keeps at least that imbalance of knight versus bishop alive. But you get the impression this won't save him. White's going to be 2 pawns up in the ensuing endgame. Okay, shall we pause this one and see what's going on? It looks like Fabi has been chasing black.
Games. There has been another decisive result. Hikaru Nakamura, as expected, did defeat Aryan Tari. And there you can see the two analysing, and this is a super important 3 points for Hikaru. That takes him 1 point behind Fabiano in the standings. And there is absolutely everything to play for in the remaining 4 rounds of Norway Chess.
Yeah, the results piling in there thick and fast, and yeah, sad day for Aryan, but in the end Nakamura's nerves just held. And nice to see the players discussing the game afterwards. Just to show an action replay of how that game ended. This was the final position. We'll investigate in a second. Let's go back and play through the final few moves. We left it after bishop to b6 here. Desperate attempt from Aryan Tari. And here Hikaru simply captured a pawn. Discovered check against the white king. This was met by an advanced king f3, and nice control here from Hikaru. Just d4, pushing forward, and it was the 2 white central pawns that did the business here. Eventually c5 did arrive. Nice trick here. Don't take the rook, because your rook would fall, but after c5, a last tactic to finish the game. Knight d6 and c takes b6. This is winning because, for example, after rook takes rook, b7, and no way to prevent promotion. A queen would appear next turn. Beautiful technique, and all 3 points for Hikaru Nakamura.